Oh, you're asking about this for 401k. Yeah, you can get what's called a 401, or you can get what's called a solo 401k, BDN. Solo 401ks are for if you have a business and it's just you, if you're the only employee, you or your spouse. You can have you and the spouse be the only employees. A solo 401k is essentially a regular 401k, except you just don't have employees, so you don't have to match. You don't have to match benefits to employees. So if you end up getting employees for whatever reason, you would get them under another business. But a solo 401k is a great, you keep checkbook control. You could basically do whatever you want with your retirement account money in that case. That's what we have. We have a solo 401k. And it's been great. It's been great. But you got to keep track of it. You got to keep track of what you're doing with it. Essentially, you're going to be the administrator of the account. So I'm the administrator of our account. I write the checks. I receive the checks. We have a trust that it's in. In terms of tax, it works the same way as any other 401k. Except you as the owner, you have the ability to put a lot more money into it because you can decide how much you want to match from your company. I believe there's a limitation of 25% of whatever the revenue is. So you have to, in order to max fund the 401k, you're going to need like 100,000 or something of revenue. So that way 25% of that, the business can contribute, 25 or 27,000, somewhere around there, and then you can contribute 19,000 or 24,000 or somewhere around there. Which solo 401k administration do I use? I administer it myself, but I got it through maverick401k.com. And they did all the paperwork. They set me up. If I need a loan, I'll just do a request online and they'll send me the paperwork to sign, and that cost me, it was something like $500 or $700 to set it up, and then it's $170 a year or something like that. Pretty inexpensive to maintain it. Pretty inexpensive. Top Gun, do you think you could comfortably run stock, options, and alternative investments with your solo 401k simultaneously? Yeah. Yeah, I think you could do it. Comfortably, you would need to figure out a way to automate it. You would need to figure out a way to make it a little bit easier to track it. That's the challenge. That's the challenge. So if I have a whole bunch of different loans out there, it definitely takes more time for me when those come in order to track them, put them in the spreadsheet. Because when I do a loan out for somebody, I do a spreadsheet, and I have it to where it's updated. It puts in the amount of interest that gains daily. I put in a copy of the check, and we do it on a Google Sheet, and they have access to it, so they can always look at it. So it takes a little bit more work. And then not only that, but then I have that spreadsheet for their interaction, and then I also have a spreadsheet tracking all of those for the overall 401k. So it does take a little bit of work to keep up with that. It can get complicated, but adding stocks and options to it, not so much, because that work will get done by the brokerage firm. So you basically just have to put the money in there and take it out, and that's what you're tracking. So that one would be easier. Real estate might make it a little more complicated. Depends on what you've got to do for your investment. And how much different things you have to track, and then how many different real estate investments are you tracking. So yeah, all of that just depends. It can definitely get uncomfortable though if you spread it out too far. I hope you found value in today's video. If you'd like to find out more about IUL and whole life, check out these videos right over here, and we'll see you next time. Now go maximize your cash flow.